Establishing a strong and consistent morning routine has been one of the best things I've done in terms of my mental health, but also my efficiency and effectiveness throughout the day. I'm getting so much more done, and my life is improving exponentially because of it. In this episode, I'm going to play you a portion of my latest Skillshare course. This course is all about establishing a morning routine. So I'm going to play you some of that course, and then I'm going to give you some information on how you can listen to the rest of the course, as well as check out all of my courses via Skillshare for free right now. Enjoy. All forms of self-improvement involve small steps repeated daily. A morning routine is the best way to get this into your life. So if you want to lose weight, or get fit, or learn a language, or establish a meditation practice, or just get more efficient in your day, a morning routine is a must in your life. In this course, I will teach you how to establish one, how to troubleshoot any of the issues, how to get your family on board, and importantly, establish a strong reason why. Because like with any change, if you don't know a real strong reason why, it's not going to stick. My name's Zachary Phillips. I'm an online mental health advocate, author, and coach. In this role, I help thousands of people go from a place of barely surviving to passionately thriving. If you are looking to make a massive change in your life, this course is for you. By establishing morning routines, I've helped many of my clients improve their life. Me personally, I've been able to just get more done. I can't stress to you the benefits that a morning routine will have on your life across the board. Because once you set up your morning, you're priming yourself for success, you're priming your day to be as good as possible, and you've gotten those core things done, the things that you want done daily to establish yourself in this world. Let's get into it. So, what's my morning routine and why have I established it like that? If you click the links in the project section, you'll see a document that's called My Morning Routine. Now, that'll break this down in a lot more depth than what I'm going to cover here, so you can get the specific time-based and all of the little details that I'm going to do. But basically, my morning routine is this. I wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I go and make myself and my partner a coffee and make sure she's up. Then I come back and I do some meditation. I do 10 minutes as a guided meditation and then 20 minutes of mindfulness meditation, similar to how I described in my course, Mindfulness Meditation for Mental Health. So check that out. After meditation, I do a small amount of reading of a particular book, and that book changes as I get through it. And then I do a short lesson of Russian language. And then I go outside and do 45 minutes of exercise in my home gym. Finally, after that, I shoot a couple of social media videos talking about mental health, mental illness, all of that sort of stuff, and post it. So from the time of rising at 6:30 until that's all done, it finishes about 9 a.m. Now, some days I go a bit quicker, some days I go a bit longer, but roughly that's my morning routine. So why have I got all of these things in there? Well, I wake up, make myself and my partner a coffee, do all of that sort of stuff, that's obvious. Then I start meditating. As I've previously described in other courses, meditation is the core pillar, the lead domino of mental health. I think that everyone should be meditating, and I do it daily for that reason. It makes a massive difference across the board. It makes everything better. My thinking clearer, my anxiety, depression just a bit easier able to handle. It's a must do for me. So that's in first. Then I've got a bit of reading and a Russian lesson. Now, there's a book that I'm currently reading called The War of Art. This helps you to overcome the resistance to doing creative stuff. So that's what I'm reading. It's something that I want to make through, and I'm reading it together with my wife. She meditates with me, and then we read the book together. Following that, I'm doing a Russian lesson. Now, in the past, my idea was I'm just going to learn Russian, and I didn't establish it in any way. And of course, I never learnt it. Why Russian? Well, my wife is Russian, and I want to teach my son some Russian. So if me and my wife can talk Russian together, I can teach my son. She can teach my son. It just works better. But why put it in the morning routine? Well, I was never getting it done. I never was giving it time because, frankly, it's boring to learn a language. But if I do a small 5-minute block of lessons on an app, it becomes very easy. Following that, I do exercise. Now, exercise is another one of those key pillars to my mental health. Physical body, looks, fitness, the whole deal. Now, I've got a home gym. I've slowly built that up over time. I'm going to release a course on exercise at some stage, but I go outside, I do the exercise. Now, my exercise itself has its own sort of structure and routine to it, because it just makes sure you get all of those. The same reasons that I'm doing a morning routine is the same reasons why I have an exercise routine. But why the exercise routine? To guarantee that I get it done. Most nights I train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, my martial art, but it's not guaranteed. Sometimes life happens. But I know in the morning that I follow through, I get my exercise done, and I know that it's going to happen because I can do it before work. Thankfully, my work typically starts at 10 o'clock. So I'm able to get all of that stuff done, including my exercise, and then I can get out the door and be in that right mind frame. I know that exercise puts me there. So that's a must-have in my routine. Following that, I post on social media, either shooting a 1-minute video for my social media, i.e. Instagram, Twitter, all that sort of stuff, and probably a video for my YouTube. And if you want, I'll chuck the links down below so you can have a look at all the stuff I'm doing. But the reason I do it daily is because I want to keep in contact. And it's one of the things that I do for my online work that I think is important, that I sort of put stuff out there daily and just keep sharing my online journey with my mental health and all of that sort of stuff, and sort of keeping that going. And once again, when I didn't do this as a morning routine, when I didn't have it locked in, I was a bit more sporadic about it. I wasn't putting out the content as much. And therefore the community that I was creating was going in sort of spurts and bursts. Now that I'm very consistent with it, everything's growing, people are connecting, it's just working. So my reason why is because mental health, in terms of the meditation and exercise, it's the getting stuff done that I wouldn't have time for, I wouldn't have the motivation for, i.e. the reading with my wife and the Russian lessons. And it's ensuring that I put out content in a self-motivated way. You know, working from home is quite hard to be continually motivated. So if you lock that in, or I found if I lock it into my morning routine, it gets done. In the next video, I'm going to talk about when I will purposely break my morning routine and when you should consider doing that too. Okay, so before we get into actually establishing the morning routine, I want to talk about why sometimes it's important to break it, and why with all habits, like I said in the Changing Habits course, you will find some flexibility. You need to have things life appropriate. So my morning routine that I just described takes about 2 to 2.5 hours. If I'm really pushing through it, it takes 1.5 hours. But what happens if something has to be booked in really early? What happens if I'm sick, or if my son is having a bad morning, or something happens, right? Well, ideally I don't book things in early so I can get that time. But when I can't change life circumstances around to guarantee my morning is locked in, I adapt. Now, it's okay to adapt. It's okay to establish a morning routine and then tweak it or alter it depending on the day. You've got to be careful though, because you don't want to be altering it every day, because if you're finding that you're altering it every day and you're always twisting it and changing it, you haven't done a good enough job of establishing what a good morning routine is for you. So for me, like I highlighted, meditation and exercise are the most important things. But let's say I have only got half an hour in the morning from when I wake up to have to be out the door. I'll cut my meditation down to 10 minutes. Then I'll cut my exercise down to 10 minutes, right? I'll do something. I will know my core components of my morning routine and I'll get some of it in there. Then the next day, I'll just go back to normal. I don't try and make up for lost time. You don't have time to make up for lost time. You're already time poor, right? So if you do need to cancel it, that's okay. If you do need to change it, that's okay. Do a little bit of your core, just a little bit of something. The Russian lessons, the book reading, the social posting, all can be cut if needed. Ideally, I don't, but if I need to cut them, I do. Now, if I find that I'm cutting them too often, I'm going to tweak my morning routine. I might have to get up a bit earlier, which means I might have to go to bed a bit earlier, or I might have to make sure that I don't book stuff in, or if my son's always struggling in the morning, there might be a medical concern or something that I need to address there, right? With any habit change, it's okay if you stuff up, if it's okay if you make some mistakes, provided you get back on and start again. Let's say you're trying to quit smoking and you've gone a month without smoking and then you break and you have a bunch. That's okay. Get back on the next day. Same thing with the morning routine. Establish it, get started, and if you stuff it up, that's okay. Just start again the next morning. So I alluded to this before, but one of the hidden benefits of a morning routine is choice reduction. It might seem counterintuitive to want to reduce the choices that you make, but it actually frees up a lot of mental space to the things that actually matter. So for me, my mornings locked in. Up until 9 o'clock roughly, I just go. And that guarantees that certain things get done. If you've watched all my videos, you notice that I wear very similar clothing all the time. In fact, that's by choice. If you look in my wardrobe, I've got a lot of the same clothes. Why? Because I want to eliminate as much choice for things that I personally don't feel matter. And I apply that same logic to my mornings. Prior to establishing a morning routine, I had to think about stuff. When am I going to wake up? What am I going to eat? Am I going to exercise? Am I going to work on this? There was too many options, particularly for the morning, because it's hard to think in the morning for a lot of people. I found that by establishing the morning routine, it takes away the choice. It takes away the choice for things that I want to get done. So I know that when I get up in the morning, I know that every day from now on for the rest of my life. Now I could change my morning routine and tweak it and all that sort of stuff. That's okay too. But I know for the future, I'm going to be exercising daily. I'm going to be meditating daily. I'm going to be posting for my online work daily. I'm going to be learning Russian daily. All of these things are going to be happening. I'm going to be reading daily, right? They are locked in. So I know that that's just going to happen. There's no choice in the matter. It just happens. Eliminating choices in the morning particularly frees that stuff up. So that, let's say when you're establishing your morning routine, you want to know what to put in there. Well, you're going to be thinking about stuff that you want to get done that you haven't been able to find places for. You're just going to get it, put it into the morning routine, and not have the choice. You're going to wake up and do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. And you just go through those motions. It could be like cleaning the house. It could be responding to emails. It could be anything. The things that you put in there, I will give you guides and ideas of what you should put in when. But the idea is that if you get those tasks done that need to be done, there's no choice and you don't have to think about it. There's a thing called decision fatigue. And the idea is that if you have to make too many decisions, you lose mental energy. And I find that to be true myself. So once my morning routine is done, I then look at the day. So right now, today for example, I did my morning routine and then I'm like, what should I do now that I've got those things locked in? And then I thought about it and I'm like, okay, let's make a Skillshare video. But I had the freedom to do that because all of my morning routine stuff was done. Yeah? I didn't just go straight to doing this. There was other things that I wanted to get done, of course. But it gave me the mental space and the mental clarity to make better choices today and every day. And that's what I want to give you. I want to give you the ability to make better choices. How do you do that? By establishing a strong and consistent morning routine that eliminates choices. So what should you put in your morning routine? This one is individual, but I've got a couple of ideas. I would strongly suggest that you put meditation and exercise in there, even just for 1 minute a day. Literally 1 minute of meditation, 1 minute of push-ups, and doing those two things. It only costs 2 minutes of time, and your mental clarity and your fitness will improve. Now, if you're not sure how to establish those habits, check out my other Skillshare courses, the Changing Habits and the Meditation one, and just get on the ground and do some push-ups. Do those two things first. Your mental state will be sharp and improved, and it will just sort of wake you up for the day. Now, beyond those two things, what should you put into your morning routine? Well, like I said previously, let's eliminate choices. Let's eliminate and get through those things that you just aren't finding time for, that you want to get done, and that also prime you for the day. So once again, the meditation and exercise are very priming for me. If you're religious, you might look towards doing morning prayers or like reading of your holy text. If you've got family obligations or things that you need to do around the house, that might become part of your morning routine. If you've got study that you want to do, that might be. Practice. The options are completely open to you. But when you're choosing them, you need to think about the order that you're doing them in. Don't just go, I'm just going to do it all. Think about, like, really think to yourself, even like walk through your house. Okay, I wake up here, then I go to the toilet, then I get myself coffee, and then I'm in the kitchen. Okay, That's where you found yourself. Now your morning routine started. Walk through the house. Where can I go to do the meditation? Where can I go to do the exercise? Am I going to clean? Walk there. Where are you going to physically be? Put yourself through it. If you're going to go to your laptop to do some like email responding or whatever, sit down on your laptop and think, okay, now where's the best place to go? You want to make it as streamlined and systematic as possible, right? You want to work out exactly where you're going, to where you're going, to where you're going, to where it's going to end. A couple of pitfalls to avoid. Avoid social media, okay? I don't touch social media until the end, and that's only to put out content, and then I respond to people. Why? Because I know, and it always happens, and I stuff up my morning routine with this sometimes as well. I get suckered into the social media vortex. And then I look down at the time, 10, 15, 20 minutes have gone, and I've just wasted it. If you're going to put any sort of social media stuff in your morning routine, put it last, because it will sucker you, okay? It just does. And if you know that certain things are like that for you, put them towards the end so they don't stuff up the rest of the morning. Second thing, when you're starting to establish a morning routine, start slowly, in the sense that start with 1 or 2 things in the morning, then add another, then add another, then add another, okay? Don't just go, bang, here's 20 things that I'm going to start this morning and every morning from now on. It's impossible to start a habit like that. Once again, the habit changing course is vital for this, because if you try and do too many or too big changes, it's just not appropriate. I want you to think that establishing a morning routine has to be life appropriate. It has to be appropriate to your life. You have to be able to do this, not just tomorrow and the next day, but for every day for the next 6 months, for the rest of your life, right? It's a morning routine. So don't overburden yourself, because it will fail. And if it fails and you don't have the ability to pick yourself back up, you're done. So start slow, start implementing things. I'm going to talk tomorrow about I'm going to talk in the next video about how you can wake up earlier. So that was from my latest Skillshare course, Developing a Killer Morning Routine. If you'd like to listen to and watch the rest of that course, you can use the link that I'm going to put in the show notes below, and that will give you 2 months free access on me. So you can watch all of my courses. I've got 4 courses on mindfulness meditation for your mental health. I've got 3 on lucid dreaming, and I'm establishing more about getting organized. I've done 1 in terms of controlling your daily habits, and I've got more coming. What I want to suggest to you is that you need to take this opportunity right now, sign up, watch the rest of this course, and check out my other courses. I've just put out 1 on growing your confidence. There's stuff on overcoming panic attacks. There's stuff on relaxation breathing, on how to meditate. I'm going to be putting out a bunch more over and over again. And the reason why I'm putting this out there is because I think that it's a place that suits this sort of medium, but I can still put it out there for free if you use the link down below. So please, 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 I must encourage you. Head over to Skillshare, sign up, watch my courses, and if you like, you can stay on board. I use Skillshare itself as a way to learn so many different skills. The main one for me being writing fiction, because I want to get better so I can write more of lucidity. So head over, click the link, get the 2 months free access on me, and you can cancel anytime. So there really is no risk and no obligation there. Finally, I just want to re-emphasize the importance of establishing a morning routine. If you can organize yourself in the morning, every day, to get the stuff done that you want to get done, that will both benefit your mental health and get your life going in the way that you want to get it going, you'll just see exponential growth in terms of personal development, in terms of output, in terms of creation, in terms of physicality, in terms of every aspect of your life that you want to see improvement. So please, 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 check that link. Watch the rest of the course, watch my other courses, and start improving now. Like I said, it's free, easy access. You can watch it on your laptop, you can download the app on your phone, and you just can get started. And it's not just my courses that you'll have access to. You'll have access to thousands, and there's things on every topic imaginable. So click the link and get started today. I'll see you over there. Enjoy.